Okay, just like to, I'm going to read from a few notes because I can't remember all of this, but I just want to go, as I said, back down the path of the last 50 years and a few events, if you like, that happened at that time.
You were born?
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to the important stuff. Well, no. We hope. Where we start? Okay, you first bought a corner block of land in a new subdivision at the corner of Bryan and Ellen Street, right? In what year?
1958. Oh no, we're paying it off beforehand. About 56, something like that.
56? Okay, I was out by 2 years. Just had to check on that. Okay, 1956. It's a very new area and it's surrounded by market gardens, and I believe our home was one of the first homes to be built in a small cul-de-sac. That's what they now call it. They used to call it a dead street.
Amongst the market gardens.
Yep, amongst market gardens, and if you get a chance to look at the presentation later, you'll see some of those photos up on there too. It's quite interesting. So during that time, they built the garage first, correct?
Yes.
Which they actually lived in.
Temporary.
Yeah, yep. And while the main house was being built, which was a 3-bedroom, fibro tile, L-shaped American bungalow style. Triple front, sorry. Okay, and then during that time, the other 16 street blocks were sold, and the homes were all built by the neighbours. I said that before, cul-de-sac. Okay, and between 1960 and 1970, I'm getting before you, you had 4 children, myself, Bob, Debbie, and Jeff, to complete our family. During the same time, the other 16 neighbours added another 45 kids.
In 17 houses.
17 homes, 33.
It's a very quiet area, as you can imagine.
No TV or...
Obviously. Must have been something in the market garden. And looking back on that, during that, oh, I just said that 45 kids. But looking back on that now, it was a fantastic place to live for that reason. We grew up as a community, as a group, and we all grew up together as kids, which is fantastic. And Bryan Street being a cul-de-sac, or a dead street, kids could play in the street until all hours of the day and night. And it was safe, and everyone could look after everyone else, which is that sort of area, and that sort of place. It was just like one big extended family. Kids would go and play at the other neighbours in the morning and not come home till after dark, or whenever someone's mum would walk out the front door and yell out, "Tea's ready," or "Bath's ready, time to come home." And then we'd all be whinging and complaining, trying to get some extra play time. Sometimes it would work, and other times, most times it wouldn't. As young kids, we could safely walk to the local shops. We had a little set of shops around in Watts Road, which was our closest one, where we had Casamento's General Store, little fruit and veg market, Smalls Butchers, Middleton's Chemist, and another couple of minutes down the street we had big shops, Midway Shopping Centre, which is slightly larger, and they had a hardware shop, which Dad actually did some work on. There was a Foodland supermarket, newsagent, a chemist, another Smalls butcher shop. They must have had the
Which one newsagent?
yeah, newsagent, and Papello's fruit and veg shop. And I think it was either a Golden Fleece or SA petrol station originally. I can't remember which one it was. But that was sort of where you went for big shops, apart from the big shop, which was top right, which was still being built, I think, at that stage.
The first original shopping centre in Australia.
And Mum would often give us a little envelope or a list and some money to go down to the shops and buy whatever it might have been, bread, milk, whatever it would be. And also we'd take our money and blow our pocket money while we're down there. So you get things like lollies and ice creams, football swap cards with big stuff with the bubble gum in them. And the most anxiously awaited time of the year was firecrackers for cracker night. And I can remember around 1966, was a little tacker, decimal currency had just started, so we're trying to get used to dealing with the old currency and the new currency. So it got a little bit confusing. But you could buy a mixed bag, a full bag of lollies for about 5 or 10 cents in those days. Paddle pop cost you 3 cents. A pint of milk or a loaf of bread was about 20 cents. And the most memorable of all, penny skyrockets to 1 cent. Packets of throwdowns were 2 cents a pack. Tom Thumbs were 3 cents. Penny bungers were 1 cent each, or 20 cents for a pack. and the big ones, the Thunderbirds, 10 cents each.
What happened with one of them?
Just hang on, we're getting there. For about $5, you get a big box of crackers that potentially win World War III, or blow up your letterbox, so on pole.
Beautiful little leather box built like our house with a little roof and a little door and everything up in space.
I don't know.
The bit of control.
Let's just say it's a science experiment. Yeah, and then on Cracker Night, when it finally came round, it could all be over in 2 minutes, as it was, as Dad was alluding to, where as a spark from a skyrocket landed in your case of crackers, or a bouncing jumping jack lost control and bounced into your box. Basically, it was all over in 2 minutes, and everybody ran for cover. And it wasn't only us, you sat across the road, so you'd see this massive big flare going up, and you know what had happened. But again, because we're such a big community, if you like, and looked after each other, we'd often share our crackers if that happened. But it was good fun to see them all go up anyway. Yeah, so some other really memorable times were at Christmas and New Year, particularly Christmas. Mum and Dad did a fantastic job with some of the neighbours in hosting the most amazing street Christmas party, which was just not just sort of sausages and drinks on the lawn, it was full on, it was everything. And just to give you an idea of some of the things they did. With our own house first of all, Dad and Mum prepare our house, the front yard for the night, where Dad and his father had actually built a waving Santa which went up on the roof, and they used to wave all the time over Christmas. There used to be festoon lights strung up all around the place, and the place would be decorated. Then, not just the front of our house where it's hosted, but also the whole street would then get involved. We'd have stringing up of lights, balloons, all sorts of things through the street. Again, helped by everybody, but somebody had to organise it, and these are the people that got involved in that. Had to arrange with each neighbour for each and every kid a Christmas present from Santa. Had to give them ice creams, drinks, lolly bags, balloons, decorations, the whole thing. Then they had to buy them, wrap them, label them, and then hide them away from us until the night, which was difficult. What else we have? Sorry, yeah, and obviously having that many balloons to put up in the street. I remember our whole lounge room just being sort of knee deep in balloons on the day. People walking around sort of half, from having to blow balloons up. In those days you didn't have helium or anything else to blow them up. So it had to be done by hand, if you like, or by mouth. And what else did we have? Oh, and the one big thing was we had a neighbour in the street by the name of Kevin Ferrari. In those days, Ferrari Engineering used to make a lot of the amusement rides. So it was really handy having him in the street, because basically on that night he'd bring along a mini Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round, and the big thing was the Ferrari Fun Brigade, which was a full-size Dennis fire engine, decked out on the back so all the kids could ride on it, with a bell, a siren, the whole thing. We used to race around the streets and the thing, which was fantastic. And also Santa used to arrive on that too, which was great.
We're so big, Peter. We asked people where they came from, sitting on the
Just going to say, each year the word got around, and neighbours from streets away would literally come and ask if they could come next year, please. They want to bring their kids.
One
And
came from
DY, there you go, I didn't know that one. So one from DY. So it was fantastic, and again, it was only done through efforts of DY, Mum and Dad, and a few of the local neighbours being able to do that. But it's something that'll always be with me, and something you never see again, I don't think. Very difficult to do. What else we did? Oh, that's right, we had nearly, I think, 100 kids towards the end when we finally had to give it away. It was just getting so big and out of hand. But it was really good times. And what I wanted to say was, you're probably never given the recognition and sincere thanks for your efforts in making all of that happen. So on behalf of everyone that did ever attend and had the fond memories of those Christmas parties, thank you both for your hard work and persistence in making